Chapter 5, Echoes of the Past. James Monroe woke up with a start, drenched in sweat. He blinked, adjusting to the dim light filtering through the blinds. It had only been a few weeks since his last dream. Each of his past dreams had felt like a lifetime, and this latest one had been no different. He took a deep breath, trying to steady his racing heart, and reached for his phone on the bedside table. 3:47 a.m. Another sleepless night. He got up, walked to the bathroom, and splashed cold water on his face. The reflection staring back at him looked haunted, eyes shadowed with exhaustion. He needed answers. These dreams were more than just a figment of his imagination, they felt like memories. But memories of what? Or whom? James decided to get some fresh air. He slipped on a hoodie and quietly left his apartment, heading towards the beach. The cool night air helped clear his mind, and the rhythmic sound of the waves crashing against the shore was oddly soothing. As he walked, he replayed the latest dream in his mind, trying to piece together its significance. In this dream, he had been a blacksmith in a small medieval village. He had lived a simple yet fulfilling life, crafting tools and weapons for the townsfolk. He remembered the warmth of the forge, the weight of the hammer in his hand, and the satisfaction of creating something with his own hands. But it wasn't just the everyday life that struck him, it was the people. He had a wife, Margaret, and a daughter, Eleanor. The love he felt for them was real, palpable. It was as if he had truly lived that life. As he walked along the beach, lost in thought, he noticed a figure sitting on a bench, staring out at the ocean. As he got closer, he recognized the silhouette. It was Sarah, his neighbor. She glanced up and smiled when she saw him. "Couldn't sleep either?" she asked. James shook his head. "Yeah, something like that. Mind if I join you?" "Not at all," she replied, shifting to make room for him on the bench. They sat in silence for a few moments, watching the waves. James had always found it easy to talk to Sarah. She had a calming presence, a kind of quiet strength that he admired. "Can I ask you something, Sarah?" he finally said, breaking the silence. "Of course," she replied, turning to look at him. "Do you ever have dreams that feel so real, that you start to wonder if they mean something more?" Sarah's expression grew thoughtful. "I think dreams can be powerful. They can reflect our deepest fears, desires, or even memories we've long forgotten." "Why do you ask?" James hesitated, then decided to confide in her. "I've been having these dreams. They're so vivid, so real. It's like I'm living entire lifetimes while I sleep. Different places, different times. And they're not just random, they feel significant." Sarah listened intently, her eyes reflecting concern and curiosity. "That sounds intense, James. Have you talked to anyone about this? A therapist, maybe?" James shook his head. "I've seen a psychiatrist before, but this feels different. I'm not even sure how to explain it without sounding crazy." "You're not crazy," Sarah said firmly. "But you should talk to someone who might understand. Maybe a hypnotist? They can help explore the subconscious mind and might be able to shed some light on what's happening." James considered her suggestion. It made sense. He needed to understand what was happening to him, and perhaps there were people who could help. "Thanks, Sarah," he said, feeling a glimmer of hope. "I think I'll do that." She smiled warmly. "Anytime, James. And if you ever need to talk, I'm here." They sat together for a while longer, watching the sunrise paint the sky in hues of pink and gold. For the first time in weeks, James felt a sense of peace. He didn't have all the answers, but he was determined to find them. The echoes of his past were calling, and he was ready to listen. James Monroe stood in front of the modest office building, feeling a mix of apprehension and curiosity. The sign above the door read Dr. Eliza Greene, hypnotist and subconscious mind specialist. He had taken Sarah's advice and made an appointment with a professional. Dr. Greene came highly recommended and was known for her expertise in exploring the subconscious mind through hypnosis. He took a deep breath and walked inside. The waiting room was cozy and inviting, with soft lighting and comfortable chairs. After a few minutes, a woman in her late 40s with kind eyes and a warm smile emerged from the inner office. "James Monroe?" she asked, extending her hand. "Yes, That's me, James replied, shaking her hand. I'm Dr. Greene. It's nice to meet you. Please, come in. James followed her into the office and took a seat on the plush sofa. The room had a calming atmosphere, with shelves lined with books and soothing artwork on the walls. So, James, what brings you here today? Dr. Greene asked, settling into her chair. James took a deep breath and began to explain. He told her about the dreams, the lifetimes he seemed to live, and the intensity of the experiences. Dr. Greene listened attentively, occasionally nodding or making notes. When he finished, she leaned forward, her expression thoughtful. James, what you're describing is quite remarkable. It's not uncommon for people to have vivid dreams, but the consistency and detail you're experiencing are unusual. Have you ever considered that these dreams might be connected to something in your subconscious mind? James felt a shiver run down his spine. I've thought about it, but I'm not sure. It feels so real, but I don't know if I can trust it. Dr. Greene nodded. It's understandable to be skeptical. The mind is a powerful thing, and dreams can be incredibly vivid. Hypnosis can help access deeper levels of consciousness and possibly reveal more about these experiences. James felt a flicker of hope. Do you think it could help me understand what's happening? I believe it's worth exploring, Dr. Greene said. If you're willing, we can try a session today and see what comes up. James agreed, feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. Dr. Greene explained the process and made sure he was comfortable. She guided him into a relaxed state, her voice soothing and rhythmic. James felt himself drifting, sinking into a deeper level of consciousness. Imagine yourself in a safe, peaceful place, Dr. Greene's voice echoed in his mind. A place where you feel completely at ease. Now, allow your mind to wander, to explore the depths of your subconscious. James felt a strange sensation as if he were being pulled through a tunnel of light. Images flashed before his eyes, scenes from different lifetimes, different worlds. He saw himself as the blacksmith, working at the forge. He saw himself as a soldier in World War II and a rancher in Montana. Each life was distinct, yet they all felt connected, like threads in a vast tapestry. Dr. Greene's voice brought him back to the present. James, you're doing great. Can you describe what you're seeing? James began to speak, describing the scenes and emotions as they flowed through his mind. He felt a sense of catharsis as if he were unburdening himself of secrets long buried. Dr. Greene guided him gently, helping him navigate the memories and emotions. When the session ended, James opened his eyes, feeling a strange mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. Dr. Greene smiled at him, her eyes filled with understanding. You've made incredible progress today, James. These experiences are a part of you, and they hold valuable insights. We can continue to explore them, piece by piece. James nodded, feeling a newfound sense of purpose. The echoes of his past were no longer just fragments of dreams, they were keys to understanding himself. He was ready to unlock the mysteries of his mind and discover the true meaning of his journey.